So I set it up as Join the Journey because to me this has all just been a journey. And you saw some of the TikTok clips. You know that it's just a process. You know?
Absolutely, yeah.
What brought you from? Because that's the big question people ask. If you're an artist or just a regular person, why move from sunny California to Chicago?
Especially as an entertainer, right?
Yeah.
Well, when you talk about the journey, this is not my first, second, or third stop. I grew up with a father who was we gonna call it a Rolling Stone. No, that's a joke. My dad was he was an executive for a nonprofit organization when I was growing up. So he moved us around a lot. I actually lived in 5 states. So we got California, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Illinois. So I've been around the entire United States.
So it sounds like California stuck with you though.
Oh yeah,
based
for
off
sure.
the name.
Yeah.
What was that from? Why?
I mean, that's where I was born. That's where I was raised. That's where a lot of my roots are. My family comes from. A lot of my swag is kind of California. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I want to get to how we met because that was a whole thing.
That was a thing
with California. But before I do, so you have a tattoo on your arm?
I do.
I was listening to the music.
Yes, sir. I got 820 West 97th Street on the back of my arm. That's the house my grandma raised me in. You know what I'm saying? It just means a lot to me. Like my grandma means a lot to me. That was home. That's one of the few places that I've actually been able to like call a home. You know what I mean? Because I moved so much. So yeah.
I guess with me, I'm the opposite, where I stayed in one space and now I'm in this place of like I needed to get out. So I can see you feeling more kind of comfortable in most places. You seem pretty adaptable.
Yeah, very much
as a person. But when we first met, Jesus Christ, dude, that
was a night.
Yeah. What mic was that?
That was Greg DMC. What was the name of that? The Bobo Emporium.
That's right.
The Bobo Emporium.
Yeah. And I was smoking and talking and being loud.
You was doing you.
Yeah. and you were in the corner, and I remember somebody on the list being California. It was spelled, with the K.
Yep.
But I remember hearing California. I was like, I'm talking a lot of shit about California. I wonder who is under the moniker of California.
Right.
I'm curious, what were you thinking at the time before we had even spoken?
Well, because they had introduced you as the guy from California or whatever, and I'm just thinking like, I'm the guy from California. What you talking about?
Yeah.
It was funny, man. But it's always a pleasure to run into somebody that's not necessarily from the same exact space, but the same area as you. It's a cool thing.
It is. When I meet people that are from California, there's an understanding.
Yeah,
almost.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I was almost happy that you were from, you said Compton, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very different from Riverside.
Absolutely.
People out here, they don't know that.
It's night and day.
Yeah. And I mean, you can pick up on it. I feel like we give off 2 distinct versions of California.
Absolutely. Well represented between the two of us.
Yeah. So then what was the moment of moving to Chicago?
So I moved to Chicago in 2009 from Michigan. Once again, my dad got another job. He was ready to move. I was older now. I'm like 20, 21, but I'm getting in trouble. I'm outside now, and I'm kind of doing my thing. And my mom, she's not really feeling it. She getting ready to move to Chicago. She like, I'm not going nowhere without my baby. We can't leave him here, especially how he acting. He not ready to be by himself. So I ended up coming out here. I got a job with my dad, and I've been here ever since. I started my own family now. I got 2 little girls. So yeah,
that's intense.
Chicago is officially like, this is my home. Like I did say before, I've been a lot of places, and I never really knew where to call home. But I really feel like this is my home now.
What does that feel? Why would you describe? Because I feel the same.
Yeah.
Why would you describe Chicago in that way?
So I have friends. I have a network. It's crazy. Like I was in the Uber last night, and I kept nodding off in the Uber, and I will open up my eyes and not see a street sign, no really distinguishing landmarks, and I would know exactly where I was. Like I'm on Western right now. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm home. Like I know where I'm at.
Yeah. I know that feeling. That like, see, I think maybe it's a little different for me. It's been almost surreal.
Mm-hmm.
When was the first time you moved? Like, how old were you?
Ooh, probably like when I moved from the first time I left California and went to Georgia, I was in like kindergarten, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's probably like memories are hazy. It wasn't like a.
I mean, I got a pretty good hold on it.
Are you there?
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty good hold on
You got crystals hanging. Like you mentally in there. You got your third eye open.
You know what I'm talking about?
It. You said you were starting to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Without incriminating yourself, may I ask?
Man, I just had a lot of partners that just was into the streets, and I'm not a street dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm a rapper, but they were my friends, and we outside doing whatever was going on, and I'm getting caught up in they mess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they say careful the company you keep.
The company you keep. Yeah, like my best friend, he a gangster. Like, no other way to put it.
He
a
really
real gangster. Yeah, he really like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with him, he with me. Things happen, and you know.
It's vaguely terrifying. So
It is terrifying, believe it or not. Yeah, it's a crazy life.
You in knowing you and getting to know you and talking to you, very chill vibe. But I remember that night when you got on stage and I understood like, oh, you're the one for California. I was like, oh no, I fucked up. I didn't talk too much shit. And it wasn't funny enough.
It was all good, man. You did your thing that night. You know what I'm saying? I instantly became a fan.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, in talking, do you know Fury?
Yeah. From I know Fury from Lyrics and Libations.
Same.
Yeah.
I met her there too, and we were talking about rappers and comics, and
Right.
there's a kinship there that it's strange but almost makes sense. I don't know. How would you put that? Like, what is it about rappers and comics that you think makes us connect?
I think it's the process, the artistic experience. We're writers, we're developers of content. I think it's just the way we approach things, and the way we are able to control crowds, control people's feelings and emotions, like in different ways. Because all rappers don't rap the same, and all comedians don't comedian the same. But at the end of the day, the effect, the feeling is gonna end up being the same. Yeah, it's a connection.
I like how you said you control the audience.
Yeah,
like that is the I think the crux of being a good performer in general. But rap and comedy is aggressive.
It's aggressive.
Yeah,
it is.
It's like, I don't know, if you're going up there doing poetry and you seem kind of skittish, people will be like, well, he's doing poetry. He's wearing a beret. Like, what are we gonna do? But if you're up there and you're like, I'm gonna make you laugh, or you're gonna hear me rap, there's this. I don't know. The audience is depending on the area. The audience can be like, well, okay, motherfucker, let's see.
And you better do it.
I remember at that mic, you did. I think you performed twice.
Yeah. I was the feature that night, or one of the features that night, and I decided to break my setup. I think I did like 3 different songs at 3 different times. Yeah.
You did. You made a move that was a baller move to me. You sat down, and that is the biggest fucking dick swing move to me as a performer, specifically rap and comedy, to sit down and then do it. Do you like? Is that, I don't know, where do you find your confidence in your rap skills and your performing skill?
Preparation. I've been doing this for a long time. Like, I have no question about my ability to rap. If I can't do anything in this world, like if God came here right now and said, spit something to die, go to hell, I'm going to spit something and I'm going with him. Like, I'm really like that. So it just comes from always being in my pen, always being prepared. Like, I really work on my craft. I really work on my performance and my stage presence. A lot of times I've processed it before I get there, and then when I get there, I process it again. Because, atmospheres and environment situations change. So, like, when I did come and sit down that night, I didn't plan that. But I saw the king's chair, and I'm like, oh, this is a moment. We gonna capitalize on this. Yeah.
Yeah, being present in that moment, finding these little, I guess, experiences that connect with the audience. I get you.
For sure.
When did you start rapping?
Uh, so I started writing like I think everybody does in like third or fourth grade. You know, the haikus or whatever, the little poems. I got published in like fourth grade.
Published like short stories or something?
It was a short story that got into the newspaper around Christmas time. Yeah, and then I never really took it serious. Like that was just what we were doing in class. But when I had moved back to California in middle school, I was around some guys that were rapping. That was the thing. Like we at the lunch table, they beating on it, everybody freestyling. I couldn't rap, but they kept challenging me, and I love a challenge. Yeah.
So they're what's your I don't know your real name.
My real name is Jamel.
Jamel.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was about to say. So they were like California, and they wouldn't have called you that. So they were like, man, Jamel ain't got skills, and you were like, listen, niggas. And then you got on the table, started spitting in, and then
No, it ain't start like that initially. I'm like, no, I don't got skills, but let's see what it do. Like,
okay,
they'd throw me words. They'd throw me words, and I'd rhyme the words, and I'm like, shit, I could do this. Like,
yeah,
you know
okay.
Yeah.
So when you first started it, not to say that you had the skill that you had now, but in middle school when you guys first started freestyling, it just kind of felt natural.
It did. I used to read a lot. A lot. Like I used to lay in my bed as a kid and finish a chapter book before the night was over. So my vocabulary was there. My appreciation and understanding of how words are supposed to flow has always been present. So like I just applied that.
That makes sense, and I think that's brave is a goofy way to describe it. There's got to be another way to describe it because okay. You know what Riverside is like. You know the vibe. In growing up around white people, essentially, their perception of black people would be whatever negative stereotype you could think of.
Of course.
And so, something as simple as like, I just read a lot. They'd be like, well, that's not black. And I'm not even bullshit. Read?
You read?
What
you niggas ain't supposed to be reading?
Yeah. I thought that was against the law or something.
At one point in time, it was.
Yeah, that crazy. And so, that perception of black people and black culture was always like thrusted upon me.
Yeah.
And I'm finally now moving out here in Chicago and being able to go to the South Side or whatever. I'm stripping all of that trauma off little by little. But I do wonder, as someone who's being around the black community, it was that same perception there when people were like, oh man, Jamal be I'm sorry man, what was it?
Jamel. It's actually funny you asked that. So I've lived in a lot of places, and oftentimes I was a member of predominantly white communities.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so when I came back to California, when I came back to Compton in middle school, I had just came from an all-white school. So my thoughts were a little bit different. My way of being was a little bit different. Around this time, the Sylvan Learning Center had just started to develop. And they were like piloting it through schools or whatever. And they put me in the Sylvan Learning Program. And all of the kids were like, because I was pretty smart. Like, I was pretty smart. And I took a lot of pride in that. But these, like, necessarily being smart wasn't cool. And I was trying to be cool too. But we in the Sylvan classes, and I'm acing all this shit. I'm like, man, I don't even know why I'm in this. Like, what are we doing? But I didn't know at the time, like, it was a pilot. Like, they were just trying to figure it all out. But the other kids were like, man, you supposed to be so smart, man. What you doing here in Sylvan with us? You supposed to be so smart. What you need a tutor for?
Yeah.
So things like that. You know what I'm saying? It was always a thing. Yeah.
How old are you?
35.
35. Okay,
Yeah.
so you grew up watching the Boondocks.
Yeah.
Okay. It reminds me of the Boondocks in that, like, we should all kind of strive to be like Huey, but there's a lot of niggas like Riley.
Oh yeah.
And I'm glad that you have so much confidence in your intelligence. I think we need that more.
For sure.
And I wonder, you have a sense of self-confidence, of ease with yourself that is important in performing, and I think important in life. And it makes me wonder, who was that influence? Was that your grandma?
How did you know?
The tattoo, I assume.
Man, listen, my grandma was my biggest cheerleader growing up, man. I couldn't do no wrong. Whatever I did, she clapped, she applauded, she made it big. I used to come to the room and like my mom and my dad always joke about it. Like I was a muscle man. Like I used to always think I was like ripped and strong and like, like a kung fu master and shit. And I'd be in the living room doing kicks. Ooh, Jamel, show me one more time. Do the muscle. You know what I'm talking about? Like, so she made me believe that I was somebody early. Like I knew that I was that from a small child because she put that in me.
That is very beautiful. I like that.
Yeah.
I think black women in general just get the short end of the stick, and they continue to persevere and keep lifting us up. And it's like I want that feeling of like your grandma, your mom, your sisters, your cousins, to be respected. You know, I'm not speaking on my ass here, but what was it like for you going to a white school?
It was a culture shock, man. Like I said, when I first left California and moved to Georgia,
You're Georgia white school.
Georgia white school.
That's different.
Different. You know what I'm talking about? Like, we was just in the hood. Like, it was just Crips and Bloods, and we was eating chicken, and now we out here, it's Confederate flags, and
playing Monopoly.
Man, it was different. And I'm really happy that I had these experiences because, like you said, it's made me very good at adapting into situations. Every situation is the same, really. It just looks different because humans are just humans at the end of the day. But it was a culture shock. It was scary. I was unconfident, unsure of myself at that time. Like as confident as I thought I was. You're not that here. Like you got to figure something else out.
Yeah, the Confederate flag thing must have been intense.
Yeah, it was different, man.
I've never been to Georgia. I do plan on going eventually for doing comedy and whatnot. And my lady lives down there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love Georgia, man.
I'm picturing Atlanta. When are we doing that thing where it's like when people say California, they're picturing LA? Or are we just picturing Atlanta right now?
So it was I was in Marietta, just outside of Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically Atlanta.
Basically Atlanta.
Yeah.
Is it? I mostly picture the show. R.I.P. Not R.I.P. Atlanta, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
What was? I guess what was the biggest difference that you felt from Atlanta to California?
So at that time I was still young, so I couldn't really process things the same. I just knew that people look different, they sound different, the culture was different entirely. Like it was, even the landscape was different. Like you know what I'm saying?
Was the food better?
The food was absolutely better. My stepdad's mom lives there, and that's when I started to really understand what soul food was. Yeah, man. The lady could cook.
That's how you got so big?
That's how I got so big.
Okay. That's
the lady can cook.
And then so you started doing comedy. I'm losing my mind. You started doing rap. You started rapping a little bit in middle school. And then at what point did you say like, okay, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life?
So, I'm 6'5" tall, man. I'm a big boy. I'm a black man. You see me come through the door, you think I play football, I wrestle, I do something, which I do, but that was never my identity. Music became my identity in high school. I started, jumping in these freestyle battles. I think that's a lot of where the confidence came from too, like just not being afraid to lose and believing that I could win. Knowing that if I don't come in with the attitude of a winner, that I will probably lose. Because it's all about, a lot of times in these rap battles, it's really not what you say. It's just how you control the crowd. You have to make them believe that you're winning, even if you're not.
Did you take any L's?
Oh, all the time. Not too many. I ain't gonna say all the time, but you know, it wins and losses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've been winning a lot, man. I'm a winner, man.
I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I see it. I see the everything, the vibe. And then your goals. I'd imagine. I assume the goal is to live off of hip hop, off of your music.
For sure.
Is there a plan in line here? You kind of going with the flow?
So, that's actually a beautiful question. What is the plan? What is my plan? I don't necessarily know that I have a plan, and I'm glad that you asked me that because I probably need to reevaluate that. I just really jumped off the porch. Like, as long as I've had been rapping and writing rhymes, I just really got serious in like May.
Wow.
Yeah, my girlfriend's sister had sent me some information about a competition. I had just put out a mixtape. She was like, "You should jump in this competition." I jumped in the competition and won. And ever since then, I never stopped. Like, I've been at every show.
What was the name of the mixtape? I want to make sure people know.
That was I Got the Blues.
Okay. Yeah. I know which one you're talking about. That's with you're drawing and you're holding a banjo.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So you put that mixtape out and you won this competition.
Correct.
And from that point, that was like a springboard into wanting to do this professionally, which is all very recent.
Yeah. A lot of like there was a lot of rewards, I'll say, that came from that. Like, there were prizes. And a lot of those prizes just happened to be things that were considered artist development. So, like, I got a photo shoot. I got some studio time. I got an interview with Bree Specific from Power. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm like, damn, hold on, wait. I was just like really not doing nothing, and I'm in the game right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in the game right now, and I don't like to let opportunities pass. So when it's hot, you throw gas on it.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, it's like investing in yourself.
For sure.
There's really no feeling like it. I don't know. Have you ever gotten money from rap?
Yeah. Obviously, I get paid off my streams.
Okay.
I get paid from shows. So yes, it's a little money coming.
That's a feeling that is really hard to describe to someone that has never done it like this. Like, getting money off of your art I mean, I was having a little bit of a surreal moment last night where do you ever smoke and then you're like, you know what I mean?
You get in your thoughts.
You really start to dig into your self-conscious.
Man, listen, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, by all means.
That's one of the reasons I don't smoke too much, because my mind takes me to places that are uncomfortable sometimes. And I have to really like deal with some shit that I don't necessarily want to deal with. Weed is a beautiful thing.
Yeah. You don't turn into Darius if you go too far. You step outside the matrix and you can't go back. No, man, I had this moment last night where I was sitting and I just gotten back from hosting a show and I was like, oh, I'm not making a living off of the shit. You know, I'm not gonna say how much I made, but I made some money.
Yeah.
And honestly, that money's going to pay the cameraman right over here.
Okay.
But
shouts out to the cameraman.
Shouts out to Show Abe.
You hear me?
You're doing a fantastic job, by the way. But the RZA, there was a moment I watched a clip of his where he would say, like, every time I got money from hip hop, I would reinvest it. Mm-hmm. So if I did a show and I got money, when I'm getting a MIDI looper or whatever the fuck, if I got money off of that, all right, well, now I'm putting it in photo shoots, and that reinvestment is scary.
It is.
How do the people, your loved ones, how do they feel? Because I know you got a family and this is not guaranteed. How do they feel about you going into this for real?
So I have learned that I do have a healthy support system. They believe in me, which encourages me to believe even more in myself. I tell people all the time, like, I got an $8 million record deal coming. I don't want 100,000. I don't want 1 million. I don't want 2 million. I want 8, because I really believe that I'm that. Like, I'm already developed. I'm gonna give you what you want. However you want it, it's coming. So pay me my money. You know what I'm saying? But the little money just lets you know that it's more bigger money coming. Let's say you do a show, you get $25. Like a year ago, you was doing it for free. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Next time you get 100. We hustling, we doubling up. You know what I'm saying? We cooking crack. You know what I'm talking about? Man,
It's that crack music, nigga.
Oh my baby. So it's the re-up.
Yeah. That's good. That support system, man. Like, I think a big part of, I'll talk about myself a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
Is what I realized I was missing back in California, and you know what I should stop doing is talking shit about California. I should just talk shit about Riverside, California.
Hey man, listen, talk your shit.
But what I was missing was community. I've always felt too black for the white kids, too white for the blacks, and in coming out here, I feel like slowly but surely, I'm feeling myself be included for the first time.
Yeah.
We went to, there was a party. We had there's a get together of comedians. We'll say that. I don't want to say where.
Don't tell no secrets now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell. And nobody's business is gonna be on this podcast. But it's mixed, black, white, whatever. And it's interesting how segregated this city is.
It's the most segregated city I've ever been in my life. It's crazy.
More than Georgia?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because in Georgia, it's primarily white, black, maybe some Hispanics, maybe some Asians. But here, it just, where's your map? Where's your atlas? Where's your globe? Because they're here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's you could really go across a bridge, and now we're in a different world.
And it's their world.
Yeah. And it was interesting because at the party, everyone's self-segregated.
Oh, that's natural.
Yeah. It's as is life. And it was interesting. It was really interesting for me to experience that because I feel like you have good instincts. You know when your spidey sense is going off, when you're
tingling.
Mm-hmm, when you're like, oh, I don't like this vibe I'm around. I think back in Riverside, it was going off all the time, and so I never knew what to trust.
You was on high alert
all the time.
Yeah,
it was really in survival mode, and now I'm removed from that. And it would be interesting because certain people would come around, and that spidey sense would go up, and then other people would come around, and then it would chill out.
You could chill a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I got to play spades for the first time.
For the first time? Hold on, wait. You said you were a 31-year-old black man, and you just played spades for the first time.
I grew up in Riverside, goddamn California.
All right. You play, goldfish?
We played. Can I tell you? Do you know the game Risk?
Nah. Oh, yeah. The board game.
White people are wild. Their board games are about colonization.
Oh, of course.
It's wild. So I grew up playing Risk and Monopoly, and
but the game that never ends.
It ends when someone gets punched in the face.
There it is.
Which was as close to spades as I could have fathomed. But
I could see Monopoly being the white man's spades.
They cutthroat. They give me your property.
Yeah, run that.
Oh my God. And so, but first off, I survived my game of spades. We're here.
Okay. You ain't renege?
I did not renege.
Oh yeah, you held it down there. That's all you gotta do.
Apparently I gave up some stuff.
It's gonna come.
But I did not renege. My friend was like, that is the one. Do not.
You renege, you off the table. You gotta go.
She kept saying like, look, it's really intense. I was like, it's a game. It's just cards.
They don't even have no border pieces. This shit's serious. It's not just cards, man.
It's not just cards. I learned, boy, I was sitting there getting screamed at, and my partner's like, just look at me.
Stay here.
Just ignore this man.
Your partner was holding it down, driving the boat.
Oh my God. But the point here is, as much as I got screamed at, as anxiety provoking as it all was, as much as I was getting yelled at, I could feel the love.
Yeah. It's nothing like the love that come from a black car party, man. The drinks is flowing, the weed is in the air. It's probably some chicken on the stove. You know what I'm saying? We talking shit, and the shit sounds aggressive and violent, but it's not. We just talking shit.
It is a breath of fresh air.
It is refreshing.
Yeah, like where I grew up, if someone's yelling at you, it's because
there's something going on.
They hate you.
Yeah.
But after the game, dude in particular who was just screaming at me. Do you know Laurel?
I don't think I know Laurel. Nah.
He comic.
Okay.
Very loud, animated.
Wait a minute.
I'll find him. Find a picture of him.
I think was he at the Bobo Emporium that night?
He wasn't there that night, but
Okay.
I can guarantee he's been there.
All right.
He's been on his grind. But he's screaming at me the whole time. Him and then his teammate was Joy Gamby. She's another comic. And afterwards, after all of it, they were like, "Hey man, you did a good job." Like,
yeah, man.
And that community, the fact that you have community like that, I think speaks to why you are so confident, why you're so comfortable in yourself, and why you can so confidently say, "I'm going for 8.
I need 8."
And I guess I'm striving to find that community and build that for myself, and so I'm very impressed by yours.
I appreciate that, and it's actually crazy because I just realized maybe within the last week that my community is so strong. People have embraced me. I'm not exactly sure why, but I am for real, because I'm used to being the odd man out. I'm always the new kid on the block. That's been my life, even to this day. I'm the new kid right now on this music scene. But the people, they mess with me, especially the artists. And I just want to say, I really appreciate everybody that has been supporting me, the artists, the supporters, the fans, my family, my friends. Like, I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all loving me. Like, that shit, that's real.
It's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
And I mean, if quarantine and COVID in the past 2-3 years have taught us anything, it's like nothing is guaranteed.
Nothing.
No fucking idea what's gonna happen.
Only thing that's guaranteed is I'm gonna get that 8.
He's gonna get that 8.
I'm gonna get that 8.
Taxes and death, but he's gonna get that 8.
Get that 8.
How old are your? If you don't mind me asking,
Yeah.
I don't know. Family can be a touchy subject. If you don't mind, how old are your daughters?
So my big girl will be turning 12 on the 23rd of January, and my little baby, who is actually Kalifornia Jones Jr., believe it or not, and she's a girl. Go figure. She is a year and like 5 months now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the oldest one, is she aware of what's going on?
Yeah.
How does she feel? What's that like?
It's crazy because she always knew that I rapped or whatever, but like I said, I wasn't being serious about it. And she was like, you got a show. Like, I had a big show coming up. This was back in like September. You got a show. I was asking her to help me get prepared for it. Like, we went to the arts and crafts store. I had her build a poster for me. I am Kalifornia Jones poster. She was like, man, what are we doing all this for? Like, woo. She was like, and then I opened up my social media, and she was like, oh yeah, you serious? So like, yeah, she I think it excites her to know that her dad is doing some things that people respect. You know what I'm talking about?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I'm assuming you're having her read and be a good person and all that.
Man, my daughter is phenomenal. Shout out to her mom. I don't like her mom, but she is doing a great job with helping the development of my offspring, and I'm greatly appreciative. My daughter is in the top 10 percentile of her grade. She is the school president. She's on the basketball team. She played tennis. Like, she sings in the choir. The kid is awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I
sure.
appreciate the honesty.
Yeah.
The honesty and the maturity to co-parent.
Yeah, for sure.
I won't speak too much on my family. I'm working on not doing that, but let's just say my mom and dad are not buddies.
Be like that sometimes.
Yeah, I literally have only seen them in the same room like once.
Oh, that's deep.
Life, and it was uncomfortable.
Man, now that I'm thinking about it, have I ever seen my biological father and my mom in the same room?
Probably not. Maybe
One time.
One time
That I can remember.
I think we're breaking generational curses,
For sure.
and you taking care of your kid. This is just me jerking you off the whole goddamn. But nigga, the gap in your tooth. No, okay. But,
Oh shit! Don't get me started.
but I feel like I've been too nice to you.
That's all good, man.
But the no, just the to be there for your kid is something I always respect.
Yeah,
And you seem like you're probably a very, very good father.
I'm all right, man. It's the women, like I say, they do a good job. They keep me active. They keep me accountable. Shit, it's them. I'm gonna give it to them. Like they help me be a better dad.
Yeah,
and I appreciate that.
If you could say, okay, I'm trying to figure out how to word this without it being morbid.
Man, talk that shit, man.
Okay, God forbid,
Yeah,
something were to happen to you.
Uh-huh.
If you could leave a message for your daughters right now for the future, what would you say?
Well, first of all, if you listen to the song Dead Rappers, he say, $1 million life insurance policy on me. If I was to die today, then my daughters, they gonna eat. But no, just be yourself, stay true to who you are, believe in God, and never give up on your dreams. Just that simple. You know what I'm saying? It's really just that simple.
Is spirituality a big part of you? You got crystals on your face, of course. Got it. Come on,
man. I'm flexing. These crystals don't mean nothing to me. They just look good. But no, as far as my spiritual life goes, I grew up in the church. My grandfather, my grandmother, my father, my uncles, like my stepdad, who I use the word stepdad to identify and make people understand that's my daddy though. Like, they all ministers. Like I grew up in the church, sung in the choir, all of that. So my foundation is very strong. I wouldn't say that I necessarily live in the grace and mercy of the Lord as I should, but I know what's going on.
I feel you.
Yeah.
You're modern Christianity, modern spirituality.
There it is.
You be wearing a suit to church.
Nah, I ain't wearing no suit to church. I'm coming like this every
Yeah,
time.
that's good enough. God respects the drip.
I'll put a collar on it.
Yeah, man. See, I have a bit I'm working on about this. I grew up in a all white Baptist church.
What?
Exactly.
Make that make sense.
It doesn't. It doesn't. A lot of ways horrific. Working on my positivity. So I will say though, they weren't. It wasn't as bad as it could have been.
Okay.
These are humans. These are. I hesitate to say good people now.
Man, listen. Anytime you are a black human being surrounded by all white people, that is automatically a traumatic experience, even if it's positive.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's trauma because it's unnatural, it's uncomfortable, and it's unusual.
Yeah. It's. I think what's I'm struggling with is, and now, by the way, spiritually speaking, I would identify as like half Buddhist, half Christian. So I don't know if you're seeing all this.
I was peeping that.
Yeah.
I like that actually.
It's the Buddhism stuff came about during quarantine. I don't know if you've seen Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's a cartoon.
That's the anime?
Yeah, it's an anime thing. It doesn't.
Nah.
But
I'm black.
The only anime is the Boondocks. That's the line.
That's it.
And Dragon Ball Z, but that's a whole other.
And you still pushing it.
Yeah. but the Buddhism stuff, some of the philosophies and the way they approach things, it just sincerely helped me. The meditation and the breathing and the I guess mentally how to look at yourself.
Yeah.
But I did get stuff from Christianity, and I know I got positive things from these people.
Oh, for sure.
I know I did, but I would be lying to myself if I didn't say that anger is still there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying not to. I've been really working on not like throwing it on other people.
Yeah.
I mean, as a performer, have you bombed like as a rapping?
Nah.
Okay, this nigga. Okay,
nah.
It's 10 for 10.
I'm gonna say like this.
Okay.
Some shows are better than others.
Mm-hmm.
In my brain, I might have had a bogus night, but when I go back and look at the tape, I'm like, okay, you held it down. Like I'm gonna always hold it down. I might not rock it,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna always hold it down.
Yeah, I've bombed.
But no, listen. That's okay. Being a comedian is a lot more challenging, I believe, than being a rapper because the crowd is not going to treat you the same. Like the expectation, honestly, is a little bit higher for a comedian, man. Like I respect that.
I appreciate.
Yeah, you gotta bomb sometimes. Yeah.
But I used to. So when I would bomb, I would get angry. I used to like. Now I'm a little more chill. Like if it's not going well, I'm like, it is what it is. But when I first started, when I was bombing, fuck you guys. You just don't understand. You don't know what's funny. I would be so mad.
Yeah.
And I would say the last time I had a real bomb, oh boy, I was in the South Side. I was at Funny at Francis.
Okay.
Funny at Francis, and I, as soon as I got on stage, I didn't even get a word out. One of the other comics heckled me because my shoes.
Oh yeah, man. See, that's why you gotta always have your drip together, man.
I'm seeing that. Yo, man,
that's the first thing when you get on.
The shirt's matching the hat, it's matching the glasses. You got a watch on. I don't even know if it's working, but it looks good.
It don't work, but it do look good. You absolutely right. None of my watches work.
But that's the when it comes to culture and community, I feel like I'm finding my style now.
Mm-hmm.
And my style. Is not. If I wore this, I would look fucking ridiculous.
Like, I don't know, man. You a good looking guy, man. I think you can pull it off, man.
I appreciate it. I'm sure I could pull it off, but I know it's not me.
It's not you.
And that's what I think. With rap, with stand up, with all of this, it's like you got to know who am I.
Yes.
And I think the audience can really pick up if you're bullshitting.
Yes.
And so, I'm not fit right now, but it's okay. I'm not on the camera.
I remember what you had on when I met you, man.
What was
you
I
had
wearing?
on some construction boots, man.
Yep.
And like a Carhartt kind of jacket, like you just came from work.
Mm-hmm.
And whether you had just came from work or not, I respected that. Like, this is a working man. Mm-hmm. But like, I knew that was who you are. Like that was you.
Yeah. And
I could smell that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm finding it, man, and I think I'm simple.
Yeah.
Simple. Practical. Let me just get this done. While also presenting it like not looking like a fucking bum.
Yeah.
Which is what I looked like for a very long time. Just holes in place, and not in the cool, fashionable way.
Right. You didn't care it for a moment.
It just didn't even matter.
Yeah.
You watched Atlanta?
I started watching the first season, so I'm not as hip to Atlanta as I should be. Forgive me for the sin.
I'm mad, but it's okay.
Yeah.
No, but
I do fuck with Childish Gambino though. That's my boy.
Got it.
And the man can rap his ass off.
There's an episode in like season 2. If you ever get to it, let me know.
Okay.
Where you see Earn and Paperboy, those characters as kids.
Paperboy.
All of them got that Paperboy. It's a good song.
On the real.
It's real good. Oh, I'm gonna miss that show. It just ended.
Okay.
There's 4 seasons, so you got time.
I'll catch up.
But basically, it's this whole thing about a shirt. It's a FUBU shirt, and all the black kids are arguing of like if his shirt's real or not. Is that real FUBU? Is that fake FUBU? It's a whole thing. And Earn's character is talking to this friend, his white boy, and he's like, "I've been wearing the same shirt for 7 days. No one seems to care about that." And at the end of I think it's the end of the episode, one of the moms, I think it's Earn's mom, is like, "Baby, you're a black man and you need to present yourself. You always need to present yourself with respect for yourself, essentially."
Yeah.
I wasn't taught that. I grew up around white people who fashion isn't they didn't give a fuck. So I'm around them doing whatever. I'm just wearing whatever. And then when I go around the black kids,
they like, what is the fuck are you doing, buddy?
Yeah. But
they rode your ass. They got on your ass.
Oh, 100%.
For sure, because I would have got on your ass.
I believe it. And I deserved it.
Yeah.
But I needed what I needed at the time that I can't expect from children because it was middle school, high school. But what I needed at the time was what I got at that Domino's game.
Mm-hmm.
Get on me. Make fun of me. Do whatever you need to do. Then at the end of it, say, okay, but
we mess with you, though.
But we got you.
Yeah.
Here's what you need to do, and yada, yada, yada. And I didn't have that, but I have that here, and building that community is special. And getting to talk to you is important because I like talking to other artists, and I've been rambling a lot, and it's your goddamn episode. So,
no, man, you're doing perfect. I'm just happy to be here with you.
Yeah, man. I would love to. We're gonna wrap it up soon. I would love to. If you ever have a show and you need an opener, I'm happy to do it.
I think we should just put on the show.
Okay.
What we waiting on? I'm really about that, about being proactive, and I'm not waiting on nothing.
Cool.
You know what I'm
all
saying?
about it.
Yeah.
And when the camera goes off, we'll discuss that.
For sure.
I think my last question.
Let's talk.
I want to know how I want to word this. Top 5 rappers of all time, in your opinion.
Okay, so I've been having this conversation a lot lately. We are in a transitional phase in hip hop. A lot of the people that are on my top 5, or that are on most people from my era's top 5, they not gonna be there that much longer. They are being phased out. So here we go. I don't have to think about this. Jay-Z, Biggie, Tupac, Nas, Eminem. I know that like the back of my hand. Now, it's a new era. How do you have a top 5 without Lil Wayne? How do you have a top 5 without J. Cole? You know what I'm saying? So who got to get pushed out? I don't know. I got a new list, though. So that's my original list.
Okay.
They going to always be in my back pocket.
I got to write this down.
Yeah.
Wait, it was Jay-Z, and then
Nas,
Nas,
Tupac,
uh-huh,
Biggie, and Eminem.
and Eminem. Okay.
Yeah, and stop disrespecting the white boy, man.
Oh, shit, we getting into it.
Marshall is really like that, man. I don't care what y'all talking about. We talking about the ability to rap, to MC, to control crowds, to sell records, to be relevant for 2 decades. Like, stop playing.
Where do you think that hate is coming from right now?
Because he's white.
Okay.
And his sound does not match the time now. Like, he not really evolving his sound. He not keeping up with the way the music sounds. But that's fine. He got a catalog that's 20 years old that will live forever. Like, the man has classics.
Okay, and then now.
Okay, so now my favorite rapper is Big Sean.
Okay.
So I'm throwing him on the list. I got Jermaine. I got Lil Wayne. And then it gets tricky. Damn. Jay-Z.
Oh, he's still in it?
He's still in there.
Okay.
Yeah, Jay the GOAT, all time. Can't be moved. And California Jones, fuck is y'all talking about, man? I'm really him. Like, I need to be in the conversation. Like, when you talk about Drake's and Big Sean's and Kendrick Lamar's and J. Cole, I'm right there, man. Bar for bar.
You put yourself above Kenny by doing that, which I was like,
Yeah.
that's a confident move.
Yeah.
It's a controversial one, and when I ask controversial shit, I like to make sure the artist wants to even fucking talk about it. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
All right. Kanye West. First off, I've noticed he's not in your lists as a musician.
And I probably made a mistake.
Okay.
Now that I'm thinking about it.
He's up there for you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Top 10 artist of all time in every genre.
Now, let's see how. First off, in terms of the thought of separating the art from the artist, where's your line with that?
The art is the art. That's why I'm able to ride with Eminem for so long. He's proven.
Okay.
The art is the art. You can't take it from me. We were just having this conversation yesterday, me and my partner, talking about Kelly. Like, the world hate R. Kelly, but you can't take his work from him.
Did you hear he came out with a jail album?
I listened to it.
How is it? I haven't heard
The
it.
album is crazy, man. It's crazy.
Does
Like,
it sound like he's talking through a jail phone?
nah, it's a real album. I don't think he put it out, though.
Okay.
I'm listening to it. I'm like, man, this shit sound better than the album he put out when he was home. Shit's crazy.
Okay, so you have your philosophy with the art is that you can separate what an artist is doing, even if you disagree with it, if the art in and of itself is good.
Absolutely.
So with Kanye, I mean, I don't even know where to begin. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen with this?
Man, I don't know, but let me just start by saying this.
Okay.
Who got better bars than Kanye West? Out of all of the rappers I just named, I probably named like 10 or 12 so far. Who can he not go bar for bar with? Okay, we ain't gonna talk about the bars. Songs, just banger, straight hits. Who got more hits than Kanye? Take your time, I'll wait. The man produced. The man is a trendsetter. He changed the game, man. He came in, he made backpack rapping cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop playing with you. And he from the city, man.
He is from Chicago.
He from the city. And the man, he touched the bill. I'm trying to get $8 million. Come on now.
All right, and with the things he's saying, where are you with that?
It's the truth.
Woo! Okay,
It's the truth. Kanye ain't told no lies. Kyrie ain't told no lies. And I'm really, this is how I feel about it.
Okay.
Kanye West is doing what every black person has been talking about doing, or what we want somebody to do. Standing up to the system, to the man, to the oppressor, and being willing to sacrifice it all. Somebody got to do it. He took the first step. Somebody got to step with him. I'm just California Jones, but I'll step with you.
Okay. I'm going to give you pushback.
Talk to me.
All right. Hitler, nigga?
Man, fuck Hitler.
I love Hitler. Hitler's so, man, his mustache is killing it.
Man, sometimes, listen, Kanye is a genius, so he is a little bit slow. Like, you cannot be a genius and not be slow a little bit. Like, the man is crazy, but the man be telling the truth.
You need to answer that? It's all good.
I ain't nobody, man.
Okay. Hitler, nigga. I want your next album to have a swastika in the corner and Kanye's face superimposed with it with a big old smile.
I might drop a track called Kanye, Mr. West.
Okay. All right. Well, I understand your feelings, sir.
Yeah.
And we're good. Let's take this picture, and it was great talking with you.
For sure.
All right.